Okay, relationship mapping. This is probably the weirdest thing I do when I do my 2024 planning, but potentially one of the most important because it's unexpected and something people often miss, but is critical to honestly your happiness in life. It might feel weird to do this, but it's super important. important. So just bear with me. It's like super, super critical. So, why is it so critical? It's because as we become adults, literally, we only get busier. People start having weddings, baby showers, birthdays, emergencies, whatever it might be. And you'll often find yourself, if you don't do this and don't prioritize your friends and relationships, you'll just be saying yes to a bunch of things, feeling like a bad friend all the time, and just constantly feeling anxious. And going to the left side of the slide, like sometimes you just need to know when you're supposed to say no. And sometimes you want to actually go the extra mile. So if it's like someone who you're a super close friend with, it's like one of your best friends, like maybe you want to drop everything and go to their wedding, go to their baby shower, go to their birthdays every single time. Plan things for them, call them, get them something super expensive or something super meaningful. Like you want to go the extra mile for them, but you need to know who those people are so you can be the best friend to them. And if you don't know who they are, then you're just going to be anxious and always feel like a bad friend because maybe you have like a long list of people and you forgot one of their birthdays or you didn't go to their wedding or something or you didn't go to the baby shower and you're like, oh. But like if you already know they're not on their top list, you don't have to feel bad. You don't have to feel bad. It's fine. You're allowed to say no to stuff. Like that's totally fine. But you don't know who you're supposed to say no to again unless you make it very clear and you literally list things out. Like list out who is who essentially. So again, because there's going to be some best friends where you drop everything for them. Any emergency, you're going to go immediately, no question. Any celebration, you're going to go immediately, no question. Any event, so baby showers, birthdays, weddings, parties, whatever it might be. Maybe it's a business launch party. It could be so many different things. You'll go, no questions. Then there's the close friends who maybe you'll say yes and no. Like you're willing to fly out here and there, but not for every single thing. Then there's friends who like you want to be closer friends with, they're not like close, where you'll just drop everything and fly out. So then you can set boundaries. So this is critical. And you just need to be able to differentiate like who are like just some fun friends, maybe there's some third tier friends, and then some super, super close friends where you want to make sure you're going the extra mile for. And yeah, just who will you truly drop everything for? And who do you actually need to set boundaries with? So that's kind of what we're talking about here. And when you do this, you kind of categorize things. Well, this is how I do it, relationship mapping. I have my family. I literally list out my family, my first cousins, my direct family, uncles and aunts that I'm close with, and just list them out. I just want to make sure for them, this is what I do. I literally put all their birthdays on my calendar. I just make sure at least to send them all a message, and then people who I'm close with, of course, I'll plan more stuff than that. But I just want to be that person who like remembers everyone's special moments, anything big on them. If any of them have injuries or big things happening in life, I want to make sure I'm reaching out to my family, including my cousins who live abroad, for example. Then there's best friends. This is also important to list out because I know I had a moment where I've moved from city to city, like literally all across the country. And I was like, wait, who are my best friends? Because I have some best friends who don't live near me. And I just kind of like was not reaching out. Like I totally just forgot to message them. And I definitely have some friendships where you don't actually need to talk to them all the time to still be best friends. But I was like, wait, I want to. So I was like listing this out. And then now, for example, these friends are having big events and big things happening in their lives. And I am flying out for every single thing because we're so close. Like I've decided they are on my list and I want to maintain these friendships and put in the extra effort. Then there's close friends who I have some who are nearby, some who are distant, and then maybe I won't be able to fly out to every single thing they have, but I definitely still want to prioritize them. I want to keep in touch regularly, maybe FaceTime here and there, maybe every now and then we can meet up. But again, it's not like I only can have so many best friends, so some have to be moved to the close friend list. Then there's people who are friendships you want to work on. So, I live in New York City. I'm always meeting new people. And there's people who I'm like, wait, this is someone new, but they're cool. Like I really vibe with them, really clicked with them. We have so much in common. I can see us doing a lot of fun things together, or they're very interesting. I want to ask them more questions about XYZ. So that then I would list them because then like, if you don't prioritize, especially somewhere like New York where it's just so busy, then you'll never really become closer friends with them or build a really meaningful relationship with them. You kind of have to set up one-on-one time in the city to actually get to know people. Otherwise, you're just seeing people at these big group events and you're not really building any type of friendship. So I'll have a list like that. And then you might just review your list as well. I didn't actually put this in my slide, but basically identify any toxic relationships and take those out. Then, separate from that, in addition to just like friends, prioritizing, making sure your time is set and organized, You want to also have a personal board of directors, which this is probably more common. It's basically just like your go-to team, but this is how I usually split it up. So I have career within my company, so maybe like a mentor, maybe not your manager, someone maybe outside of your team, but someone you can relate to within your company that can kind of help you with the ropes with like how to get promoted or how to switch jobs, you know, how to manage up, how to get take advantage of all your benefits. Like, you definitely need a mentor like that, but you also don't want to limit yourself, especially these days with all these layoffs. You want to be ready. So you also want to have a mentor outside of your company who's just like giving you more like life advice, how to switch companies, what's going on in the industry, you know, what skills should you be working on, who should you be networking with, like get their advice. And then you have like the creative and entrepreneurial projects. So I know for me, I don't just like limit my whole life to just my core job. I have a lot of other side projects and I'm very interested in so many things. So I have some friends who keep me accountable for those projects and I work with them and they also give me advice on those. And then there's health. So this could be a bunch of different things. Like I have, for example, a physical therapist. Some people have like a therapist just to talk to. You might have a personal trainer. You might have like a spiritual coach you go to. So whatever that is, kind of add that in here. And then you're set. But this is nice because when you do have a problem or a situation, you want someone's opinion on it, you want some coaching, you don't want to be going to like the wrong people for those things. So for example, some of my friends I can just go to for random things, but they might not give me the best advice about my mental health or, for example, career outside my company. Like I need specific POCs for each of these, and that's what every company does. That's why it's called a board of directors. So definitely recommend doing this for yourself and making it super clear, keeping in touch with these folks, maybe even having regular calls every quarter would be great. Anyways, now, what does this have to do? So we talked about relationship mapping, who is who are your best friends, your family, your close friends, your friendships you want to work on. We talked about board of directors, but now how does this funnel into your strategic travel planning? So 1, now you're only booking the yeses. So in the past, I used to just like not really plan my travel for the year because I just loved having room for spontaneity, just seeing what happens, what the vibes are, and then just boom, I'm just on a trip. But I've realized now as an adult, again, going back to this slide, here, I have so many commitments. I have, friends that are having weddings in different countries or different states, birthday parties in different states, baby showers in different states, literally all over the world. And like, I had to literally figure out who I'm saying yes to and who I'm saying no to. So I'm only booking those trips and saying yes to those trips where those people are a yes, like they're either a close friend or a best friend, and I'm willing to fly out. So that's how I'm doing that, and I'm putting it all on the calendar early, as they're planning early enough, for that. Then 2, I'm balancing the year out. So if I have a lot of trips in February, for example, let me maybe not travel as much in March. Let me travel more in April or whatever it is. Or I'm looking at when Ramadan is. So this year Ramadan is March 10th to like April 10th. So I'm not going to travel during that, but then I'm going to travel after that. Then I want to take a break. Then I want to travel it. So I'm like trying to split out my travels versus like having a bunch of travels in Q2 and then nothing over the summer. And then just like, just like a lull period. Like it's super nice when you can balance it. And then 3, strategize. So like, for example, 2024 is the best year to see the Northern Lights. It's peaking for like, I think, a decade. So going to Iceland or Norway or like Antarctica to see the Northern Lights. Even Michigan, you can see the Northern Lights. But like figuring out the right locations to be and which month you should be there to see, to optimize this experience. Like that's what I want y'all to be able to do. Like trying to optimize all your experiences, be somewhere when there's a really cool event or when the weather's going to be the best or something cool is happening versus just like randomly booking things, not really understanding what's going on. This will make you so much happier. What I do with this now is actually just make a doc. Super simple. I list out every month, so January, February, March, all the way to December, and I started plugging in everything that's happening. And that way, in addition to putting it on my calendar, I can see exactly like what month do I have way too much going on, which quarter do I have too much going on. That way, as people continue to ask me to go on different trips or whatever it might be, or commit to different things, I can clearly see if I just want a break and I don't want to be traveling again because I've gone too much. So let me know if y'all do this. Next time, we're going to talk about how to get experience when no one will hire you because you have no experience, but they won't give you experience. So how are you supposed to get experience? The whole chicken or the egg situation. I know this is a big thing happening right now, especially with layoffs and people who are graduating from college trying to get jobs. And then it's like no one's hiring. So I'll definitely talk about this in the next video.